Hey guys, how's it going? So this is Lucas Wilkes again, and this will be my fifth presentation. Today I'll be talking about learning technology, really focusing on the pedagogical differences that influence how we teach and learn. So, as an educator, I know that the tools I choose can greatly affect student engagement and learning outcomes. But it's also important to understand how different technologies align with learning theories to create wholesome educational experiences. Throughout this presentation, I'll be talking about various tools such as learning management systems. And in my case, my school uses something called Schoology. Um, Video learning, and immersive technologies. And each of these can be pretty advantageous and can be leveraged to enhance our teaching strategies. So, why is comparing different educational technologies important in our learning environments? Well, first, we can kind of think about the various array of tools available, each which have their own advantages. These technologies, like LMS systems, video learning, and immersive tech, don't just deliver content, they shape how students interact with information, aligning differently with various learning theories. This alignment's pretty important because it influences student engagement and comprehension. Um, so, really, by examining these tools, kind of taking a look at them, educators can make informed decisions that not only enhance their teaching strategies, but also significantly improve student learning outcomes. It's really all about creating an environment that supports effective teaching across all contexts, embracing the strengths of each technology. Okay, so I'm going to focus on three key tools: learning management systems, video learning, and simulations. So, firstly, learning management systems or LMS, they kind of serve as a centralized platform. They organize learning materials, making it easier for both educators and students to access and manage content efficiently. There's also video learning. So this approach leverages engaging content delivery through visual storytelling. It's a pretty effective way to capture attention and makes pretty complex learning concepts more digestible through dynamic visuals. And then simulation offers interactive experiences that are pretty invaluable for enhancing real world skills. Um, Simulations provide a risk free setting where learners can practice and apply what they have learned. All right. So to talk about how different technologies align with various learning theories. So first, it's important to recognize that each technology can create a unique approach to teaching and for learning. For instance, an LMS might align well with constructivist theories by providing a structured environment where learners can build knowledge through guided activities. Video learning, on the other hand, can be very effective when paired with cognitive theories. It helps in creating mental models by visually representing information, making complex ideas way more accessible. And then lastly, simulation technologies can be incredibly effective in experiential learning, allowing students to apply concepts in simulated real world scenarios. And this kind of immersion supports learning theories focused on active engagement and skill application. So, by being able to understand these alignments, educators can tailor their instruction to better meet the needs of diverse learners. All right, so some unique affordances of learning technologies. So, first, centralization. Centralization allows structured access to educational resources. So, what this really means is learners have a more organized way to find and use materials, enhancing their learning experience. Then you've got flexibility. With centralized platforms, learners can access resources anytime and anywhere. This flexibility empowers students to learn at their own pace and convenience, which is crucial in today's world. And then lastly, interactivity provides hands on opportunities for experiential learning. Interactive elements and learning technologies engage students actively, helping them to better understand and retain information through direct experience. Now, there are also instructional advantages of technology. And here I'll kind of focus on three areas: organization, flexibility, and engagement. So, first, streamlined course management organizes learning materials efficiently, which boosts overall learning efficiency. Next, the scalability of content is a huge benefit. What that means is we can create personalized learning paths catering to unique needs of our various students. And then finally, interactive methods play a significant role in engaging students. They promote deep, meaningful learning experiences by encouraging students to actively participate and engage with the material. So now I'll be going into the pedagogical differences with Schoology and what makes it so different. So in my school, we use the LMS platform called Schoology. And Schoology is interesting because it can blend collaboration and learning personalization. And this makes learning more dynamic and inclusive to many students. Um, Regarding collaboration, Schoology has the ability to create a pretty impressive environment for collaboration itself. With tools like discussion boards and group projects, students can pretty effortlessly share ideas and learn from one another, which really just creates a deeper educational experience. Regarding personalization, educators can tailor learning paths, as I've said before, to fit each student's unique needs, ensuring every learner has the opportunity to thrive. Now, let me also just quickly talk about the sections framework for learning technologies. So, this framework is a pretty valuable tool for educators, guiding them in evaluating various technologies to enhance learning. So this framework supports decision making for instructors. It looks at several critical things: the students themselves, ease of use, costs, and other factors that contribute to effective learning environments. And by focusing on these areas, educators can ensure that the chosen technologies truly meet the needs of their students. And really, the final goal here is effective learning. The sections framework helps us make informed choices, leading to more engaging educational experiences. Now, to apply the sections framework, I'll focus on three areas: student skills, teacher ease, and budget considerations. Now, assessing students' technology proficiency is pretty important. We need to be able to understand how comfortable and capable they are with technology. And then doing this would ensure that we don't just introduce tools, but also empower students to use them effectively. It's definitely pretty important there. And then after that, you need to consider how simple the technology is for teachers to implement. Teacher ease is also pretty important. If a tool is really complex, it can detract from its educational value, making a teacher less interested in using it. And then lastly, analyzing the costs associated with different technology options. So obviously, budget considerations are always a factor in deciding which technologies to take in. So really, we want to ensure that the chosen tools provide the best value for the educational goals we aim to achieve. By being carefully evaluating these aspects, we can make informed decisions that enhance our educational effectiveness using the sections framework. All right, so let's say a practical example is using video learning in science education. So first, you need to consider how video learning would meet the specific needs of students. Videos can cater to diverse learning styles, both visually and auditorially, making science concepts specifically more accessible and engaging for all students. Um, To go further, we also have to think about budget constraints. So often, and what I've even experienced with science videos, video resources can be cost effective compared to traditional materials, offering a wealth of content without the need for constant updates. So this would make an appealing choice for many educational institutions with that longevity. And then finally, talking about teaching effectiveness, videos can enhance scientific instruction by providing dynamic, real world examples that might be difficult to demonstrate in a classroom setting. So, there, this would then lead to therefore enrich a very much more enriched educational learning experience for the students, but it would also support teachers in delivering complex concepts way more effectively. So, to wrap up, different technologies can serve unique educational needs. It's really important to think about your pedagogical goals. What outcomes really do you aim to achieve? And when you understand that, it will guide your technology choices to better support your students. Then you need to also think about learning theories, aligning these theories with your teaching approaches to ensure that the technology you choose enhances learning effectively throughout your classroom and with your students. So for example, does your approach support collaborative learning, or does it support more independent inquiry? And finally, focus on the instructional benefits. Like, how does the technology make learning more engaging and accessible? Um, Assess these benefits to ensure practical use. Thank you.